CBS Atlanta News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
This morning on Public Affairs on Peach, we are talking about autism. According to the Centers for Disease Control, 1 in every 88 children in the U.S. is on the autism spectrum. That is a 78% increase in just 6 years. This morning, we're taking a look at the disorder and one organization that helps parents with autistic children. Good Sunday morning to everyone. I'm Brandon Rudat. A lot of people think the increase in autism is because doctors are now diagnosing the disorder more frequently, but experts say that's only part of the reason here. Here in Georgia, autism affects 1 in every 84 kids, and the rate is higher for boys, 1 in 51. Autism Speaks is the world's leading autism science advocacy organization. It's dedicated to funding research to find the cause and treatments for the disorder. Jason Crystal is with Autism Speaks, and he joins us here this morning. Jason, good to have you here. Tell me a little bit about what autism really is.
Well, autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder commonly found in children early on. It affects social behaviors and provides has learning challenges in children. Oh, that was horrible. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So is this someone who is hyperactive as a child?
That is one of the signs. There are many signs that children with autism exhibit, from behavioral challenges such as hyperactivity or social behavioral challenges such as making eye contact with people or being able to have a simple conversation like we are.
All right, so parents at home saying, hey, listen, something might not be right with their kids. What are some of the signs that your child may be autistic?
Really what parents should look out for is children's milestones. If they're not meeting certain milestones that typical children meet in terms of social interaction, playtime, that's a sign that there may be an issue. And at that point, maybe it's important to go to their pediatrician and have them take a look at their child.
Has autism always been around?
It's hard to say. There's been, obviously, as you said, a higher increase in diagnoses. It's ever increasing, and really it's a young disorder. So the science behind it is relatively young, and we're still trying to learn a lot about what causes it.
What are some of the theories out there? Because I know when you talk about autism, boy, you're kind of opening up a can of worms with some folks. There are parents of children there are parents out there whose child may be autistic. Some of them believe that it's because they're getting all of these shots early on in life, and that's cause for concern, maybe a cause as to why their children may be autistic. What have you found through your research and your findings?
Well, again, it is a young science, and ultimately we don't really know what causes it. It is found to be kind of a combination of both environmental and genetic issues. Some people really believe that it relates to the vaccines, while there have also been studies that show there isn't a link to that. It is a young science, and that's why it's so important to fund research and awareness about it, so that we can find out really what causes it and be able to diagnose children at an earlier age to address it.
All right, if somebody is autistic as a child, is it something that they grow out of as an adult?
Not necessarily. I think the behavioral and social challenges that many autistic people have, with early intervention and therapy, they can somewhat hope to get them under control, but I don't think it's ever something that really goes away.
Because from what I've heard, and I've spoken to some adults who say, you know, and let's say they're in their 40s or 50s, and they say, you know, when I was a kid, they used to just put us in a room, right, and they said, you know, he's just hyperactive. So that's why I ask people about autism. Is it something that's been around for a long time that is just really now being diagnosed because of education?
I think that's a big part of it, most definitely. Again, because it's an early science, it is hard to pinpoint the causes, when it started, why it started. But it being a young science, I think we're getting more diagnoses and learning more about it, which is providing the medical community with more information about it.
All right, tell me a little bit about Autism Speaks and who does it help?
Sure. Autism Speaks was founded in 2005 by Bob and Suzanne Wright. They started the foundation essentially because they had a grandchild impacted by autism. And what its goal is to fund research, awareness, advocacy, and family services for those impacted by autism. Probably in the last, since its inception, I think they've funded well over $150 million into research and advocacy to help bring awareness to autism out in the community.
And Walk for Autism Speaks is what, an event that's coming up?
Yes, it's an annual event here in Georgia. This will be our 7th year for the Georgia Walk. It's going to be held May 19th at Atlantic Station. Each year we get approximately 10,000 people who come together to raise awareness and fundraising and get information out into the community.
And what do you say to new parents out there or parents out there who, may find out, in the next few months or in the next year, or maybe have a child right now and they're sitting there saying, listen, my child might be autistic. What does somebody like that do? What do they do? What does a family do?
Well, one great place to find some information is the Autism Speaks website, which is autismspeaks.org. There are a tremendous number of resources out there that are available, in particular Autism Response Team, which is regional people who can provide resources for anything related to autism, whether it's service providers, pediatricians, camp activities, whatnot.
All right, very good. Jason Crystal, we appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, very good. Coming up next, what is it like to hear that autism diagnosis? What do you have to do if you're a parent and a doctor tells you that your child may be autistic? We're going to sit down with a family when we come back.